So Jonathan Wheatley is leaving Audi F1 team. Oh my god, what a surprise. Or should we be? So yeah, the news is finally out on the official Formula One channel or the official Formula One Instagram page that Jonathan Wheatley is out of the Audi F1 team. So he's leaving the team, and this shouldn't come as a surprise to us, honestly, right? So we'll talk about it. What's the timeline, what's happened, but yeah, first of all, Jonathan Wheatley leaving Audi F1 team is a big loss for the team itself, and he's one of the main personalities who built the team from the scratch. So he joined this team 1 year before when it was still kick sober, and he was bringing the team up to speed, and now they are losing him, which is a big loss, like I said. And yeah, and also the news is that Mattia Binotto, who was the CEO of the team, is going to continue as the team principal as well. And yeah, Mattia Binotto as team principal. Ferrari fans know how it is to see Binotto as the team principal, but we are all humans. We tend to change, and I hope he has learned from his mistakes, but that's another story. So yeah, focusing on Jonathan Wheatley. To start with, we received this news from the Autosport Journalism, which is one of the most credible article publisher of Formula One. Yesterday it was, I guess, so we received the news that Adrian Newey is stepping down as the team principal from Aston Martin, and they are going to replace him with Jonathan Wheatley. At that point of time, it was still unofficial, so neither of the teams had confirmed this, and even the Formula One official hadn't confirmed any of these moves or transfers within the teams. And yeah, but Autosport reported that, which is quite a huge thing. And if Autosport is reporting that, something was happening inside within the closed doors. And I thought of saying something about it, but I was like, let's wait, because you never know what's going to happen. And yeah, so the news a couple of hours ago, it is out, and Wheatley is leaving Audi F1 team. And there is no complete news yet, so there is no confirmation of that he's going to Aston Martin. And yeah, we have to wait and see what's going to happen. They have just confirmed that Binotto is going to take up the team principal role at Audi, and yeah, he is leaving the team. So to start with, or to talk about his influence in the Audi F1 team, he had a major role to play when the Audi team was building up. So I personally was very much excited to see what he's going to do with this new team. I have seen Jonathan Wheatley since past more than a decade when he was at Red Bull, and he's one of the most respected individuals in the paddock. And for the work he has done, for the way he has involved within the teams, the team personals, and also the camaraderie he's had with, yeah, the way he works within the team, and also the productivity that he brings was immense. And we had seen that in Red Bull. He was the racing director with Red Bull, and yeah, I mean, to start with his career basically. So when he joined Red Bull, so Red Bull in their successful days, we think of Christian Horner, we think of, Adrian Newey, who was the car designer since their start up until 2024. And we also talk about Helmut Marko, who was the advisor to the Formula One team. So kind of a big three is what they have mentioned, but we shouldn't forget Jonathan Wheatley in the Red Bull team. So he was the lead racing director in the team, and yeah, like I said, the work he has brought within the team was enormous. So yeah, I mean, I always felt that these people within the team, so the nexus between them is what made the team successful. And you don't have the best of Christian Horner without Newey or Wheatley or Marko, and you don't have the best of Newey without Horner or Wheatley. So you had Christian Horner as the team principal, who was sort of controlling the team and leading the way for their success. And then you had Adrian Newey, who designed these beautiful cars, championship contending cars for Red Bull, and that was the designing part. And then you needed someone who could get that car to the finish line. Like there you needed someone who made sure that the team is operationally very well productive on the track and race by race, and that was Jonathan Wheatley. So you have the car, you have the best drivers with the car, so that doesn't form the 100% of winning the races or winning the championships. You also need a team who is making sure that the team is operationally very good, come to the pit stops or strategies or dealing with the FIA or the race control during the races. And you need someone who is so influential, who is so respected that his decisions are impacted on the race and his voice is well known and is considered if something is ongoing on the track with their team. And Jonathan Wheatley was one of them. So we saw the very big impact of Adrian Newey when he left Red Bull. It was all over the news. The same happened with Christian Horner. And I would also say that Jonathan Wheatley departing Red Bull was of the same impact. People often doesn't know about this, or if they know, well and good. But Wheatley, many people underestimated him. He didn't deserve the accolades as the same as what was given to Newey or Christian Horner. But so this was the basic definition of what that individual was or is in the paddock at the moment. And he joined Audi, and the news of him joining Audi was itself very much exciting, because we saw Sauber in the previous set of regulations. They were nowhere. They were just cruising at the back end of the field, and then we saw Newey in 2025, and they did pretty decently. We got to see frequent point scoring from the team, if not from all the races, but most of the races, and their points drought ended from 2024, and there was a noticeable shift in 2025. And then we saw the first podium in long time for Sauber under his leadership, and that tells you how the team had improved operationally on the track and how they were maximizing every ounce of opportunity that they got. And the prime example was Silverstone, where you had Hülkenberg starting from P19, and the weather conditions were tricky, interchangeable conditions, strategy playing a huge role. And then there was Wheatley and Sauber, who took every opportunity to make sure that they're going to get points, and the brilliance of Hülkenberg is what got them to the podium. So it's a collision. And now he left the team, and so we come back to this rumor where Newey is stepping down and Wheatley is going to take his place. I would say this nexus or this collab coming back together could prove a crucial, think of whatever you say, but it could prove a big impact on Aston Martin. It could be a crucial changeover, because Newey and Wheatley working together at Red Bull for more than 15 years had proved immensely. They had proved that if they get the car, if they have the car in place, and then you have the drivers to perform well on the grid, they will make sure that they will do everything possible to get that driver and the teams the race wins or the podiums or the championships. And now Wheatley is coming back, and he's joining hands with Newey again. And Aston Martin, right now we know they are in the mud, seriously. And it's mainly power unit, but I still feel they're going to improve. They're going to improve. It's Honda. Never underestimate Honda. It's just that the initial launch of the regulations is what they struggle with, and it has been the case in the 2015s or in the 2005s or even in the Senna era. It's just like a couple of years and then they're just flying. So that's gonna come into place. But Adrian Newey and Jonathan Wheatley. But the point is that the Jonathan Wheatley joining Aston Martin is not yet confirmed, both by Aston Martin or the official Formula One page. It's just reported by Autosport. And now we had seen a statement from Aston Martin by Lawrence Stroll, the chairman, the CEO, commenting on the rumors. So he basically has said that it's not straightforward though. It's a bit confusing, but I can summarize it for you. He had clearly stated in that statement that the rumors have been reaching out to the team and that they have full trust on Newey. He is their technical partner and the full focus is on development of the car, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't confirmed nor denied the rumor. And there is no talk of Wheatley in the statement, but there is another rumor now that the team is going to announce Jonathan Wheatley as the team principal for Aston Martin somewhere around Japanese Grand Prix or just after Japanese Grand Prix. And we have these two races cancelled now, the Bahrain and the Saudi GP, which is now that a full month break in the April. So I think that's sometime where the Aston Martin is coming up with the announcement. But this is a big steal for Aston Martin. Very, very big steal. And talking about the situation at the Aston Martin, it was kind of a Red Bull second driver situation, isn't it? It was a merry-go-round. It was sort of a merry-go-round happening in the team where you had Andy Cowell, who was the team principal initially, and he left the role of team principal to focus more on the administration part, and then Adrian Newey, who was the technical partner of Aston Martin, took over the role of team principal, and it's not even 6 months, and now we are seeing the news of him stepping down that role and Jonathan Wheatley coming in to fill the gap. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Wheatley, he has proved immensely as a leading race director for the team, and he has proved quite well as a role of team principal with Sauber and also now with leading the project for Audi. And one part of me tells that, it's a bit sad to see him leave Audi because obviously Audi is the new team and I was very much excited to see him bring that team up to speed and where they're going to end up in the couple of years, because their roadmap is sort of like, we will contend for the podiums or the race wins in a couple of years, but not now. And they had full faith in that. And these were the words of Jonathan Wheatley himself. And now he is leaving the team. And also the other part of me tells that this could be a bit of nostalgia at what I saw in Red Bull. So the past decade, where there was Jonathan Wheatley and Adrian Newey, who were trackside along with Christian Horner and Helmut Marko. And they were looking after things where it was Jonathan Wheatley who had to deal with the FIA, the racing control during the races, and he had to back up his team 100%. And then you had Adrian Newey who built these cars, the championship contending cars. And them working in Nexus together, it was a magic for Red Bull, like I mentioned earlier. And now they're coming back together in Aston Martin. Not official yet. Gonna be official soon. The Autosport reported Wheatley is becoming team principal, and then now we see the news, the official news that he is leaving Audi. So it's just a matter of time that we are gonna see the news of him joining Aston Martin. But the other part of me is a bit excited to see both of them come together again, and you have Fernando Alonso in Aston Martin. I mean, the team is in the mud right now, and he is a bit of an unlucky driver in Formula One. He is joining the wrong teams at the wrong time. It's not even the right teams at the wrong time. It's wrong teams at the wrong time. Every time he changed the teams, it was either a regulation change or there was some personal change in the team. Some or the other, it affected him. And now it's, Aston Martin moving over from Mercedes to Honda, and that is affecting him hugely. Another unlucky start of the regulations for Fernando Alonso. But a glimmer of hope is what I would think of Jonathan Wheatley joining Aston Martin and joining hands with Newey again. And Christian Horner, a few years ago, he had said that Newey is not that kind of a personality who deals with press or media or administration side of things. And he also emphasized or acknowledged that Newey is the first man himself to come up and accept that the words of Christian Horner. And it was a bit surprising or a shock that Newey took over this role last year. But the conclusion was that you couldn't rule out Newey even as a team principal, because he was that of an immense figure in the paddock, and everyone finally thought that he is capable of doing that. But the shuffle from Aston Martin, the reshuffling in the team right now seems indefinite. It's infinity is what I'm feeling, and I hope the arrival of Jonathan Wheatley stops that loop of infinity in that team. And Adrian Newey wants to prove that he can build cars outside of Red Bull. It's been so long for him to change teams. Jonathan Wheatley wants to prove that he could lead the team well, both operationally and administratively, so good, apart from Red Bull and even Audi/Sauber. And Alonso has a point to prove that even at this age, he's still competing in Formula One, and he is just waiting for the car to be delivered to him, and he can achieve good results with that. So all the three has a point to prove, and it's mainly Lawrence Stroll who has invested very big on this Formula One team, and he is pouring in money like it's a bag of sugar, and he is bringing in all the big personalities from each and every F1 team. He bought Andy Cowell from Mercedes, who was the engine guru. Let's not forget that. He is the main responsible individual who was mastering in the 2014 dominant Mercedes engine, and then he was bought to the team, and then he got Adrian Newey from Red Bull, who is the car guru in designing the cars, and now he has bought Jonathan Wheatley. So perfect team, at least with Newey and Wheatley joining hands together. They have proved in the past that the experience of them working together is big, is productive, is very result oriented. And so now it's just a matter of time that his arrival to Aston Martin is made official, and that should be very prospectful for Fernando Alonso, and it should be very exciting for Aston Martin and Lawrence Stroll in general. At some point people might criticize this move, saying that money doesn't buy you everything, but on the other hand, I say that people who have worked in the past together, so them joining hands again could be something curious and exciting to look out for. And that's it pretty much. And Jonathan Wheatley, I would like to repeat again, he is one of the most influential figures in the paddock, and he is not some senior, very well experienced individual who has been in F1 for a very, very long time. So I think he deserves the recognition of what the big heads are receiving in Formula One, like Newey or Cowell or so many people, Rob Marshall. And this is going to be immense both for Audi and Aston Martin. And I really hope that Audi does well without him, and they just continue where they're carrying on right now, because it's just reliability issues for them, and they are very good at keeping up the pace with fixing the problems or solving the issues. But Now it remains to be seen how they continue without Wheatley and with Binotto taking the charge. He is a technical head, Matteo Binotto, but he has had some past as a team principal with Ferrari. Let's not talk about 2022 season. So I think that doesn't repeat with Audi. So let's wait and see. And big days ahead for Aston Martin, but they still have to fix their car. You're bringing the personals one after the other, but the car is what is to be driven on the grid at the end of the day, and that should be fixed. And yeah, kudos to them. Kudos to Lawrence Stroll for bringing in Wheatley. And yeah, as a fan like you, people who are watching this video, I'm just waiting to see the silly season getting started, and don't know what's going to happen in the coming few years. So many stories, so many F1 prospects which might suddenly boom up or come out on the surface. But yeah, at present it's Jonathan Wheatley leaving Audi F1 team and the heavy rumors of him joining Aston Martin. That's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today in this emergency podcast with the grid guy looking and observing all the stories of F1 and trying his best to bring this content to you. So make sure you like the video and don't forget to subscribe the channel. So yeah, I have been getting a lot of views and I have been getting a lot of appreciation for what I am making with my videos, with the content. But yeah, a lot of you non-subscribers are watching the video and not subscribing the channel. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, and that would mean the world to me, and that's very useful for the work I do, and this is of a big help. So make sure you subscribe. Don't go anywhere. It's a weekend off, but then we have the Japanese Grand Prix, and I'll be soon back with you with another predictions video for the Japanese Grand Prix. Until then, make sure to follow F1, make sure to follow the grid guy. Cheers.